Short and Stupid with Waptech. Since July 8th of 2024, when it was made first available on Amazon, and no telling how many places it was available before and after that on other websites, a I'm fine, problem solved Halloween generic bloody sleeve t-shirt has been available. And it was used last year by a school for promotion for a math class, just because problem solved is something you could put on them. Some of the places you can download it, buy it from, allow you to add something to the back. It usually says, I'm fine, problem solved, that sort of thing. And, a bit of dark humor. But you can also request that they put something else on the t-shirt, including a math problem. Like 0 divided by 0. That's a math joke. Asymptote. Hey, what's your language? They wore the same shirt October of 2024, and obviously it was available before then, and people have come to their defense saying nobody made this shirt specifically to say something about a recent incident with somebody who was ideologically and politically in the news recently. So making the argument about that individual is invalid and wrong. Your argument is invalid and your argument is wrong. You are wrong. Now, there's a behavior pattern that I'm going to point out here that's the actual real problem we're dealing with here. But Arizona school system, high school, someplace named Vail, I'll get the actual data correct in the top line in this video. Right now it's not relevant because it could have been any school. People getting outraged over a Halloween shirt explicitly sold for that purpose with stage blood. Or in this case, it's almost a tie-dye type design. It's not. It's actually a stain pattern that's put onto it by just using cloth dye. You start off with a white shirt or whatever and cloth dye it. Some of you, people who were screaming about this, did this when you were in school for your Halloween thing. And you might have done it right after some incident that happened before Halloween. In fact, much, much closer to Halloween, where a lot of people thought it was in very poor taste. I agree. This is not recently, right after. It's all about, has to be about your favorite ne'er-do-well neo-Jesus named Charlie Kirk. It can't be. Because the rest of us don't see it that way. This is yet another tragic shooting. And I'm going to repeat this for everybody who doesn't get it. Virtually every liberal you look up, no, not talking about the ones that are being screamed about, that are trying to get attention by rage baiting. Normal liberals say, of all people, why him? It was a dumb thing for him to be shot. The last person on earth he'd want to shoot on the Republican side. It makes no sense. It's just bullshit that happened. I don't know of any liberal that thought it was a good thing that happened. And none of you do. You can find weirdos on the internet that'll say anything you want to look up. You'll find people who talk about how they wish Trump had died, too. But the point is, some of you need, very much need, for there to be outrageous behavior concerning whoever the hell it is you are seeing in the news recently. It's called propaganda, and it's exploitive. And yes, people are exploiting Charlie Kirk's death, and they're Republicans. No, really, I did not like reviewing that video, and the others, about this to try to figure out what happened, because it did look unusual, until I realized most likely what actually happened to him, and it is actually what we're being told. No, it's not exactly, but it is the same thing, really. They're leaving out some details until the court case is over with, and honestly, okay, fine. But it does enrage me that the police department and all that stuff happened the way they did, and they're not revealing information, as in every single case I complain about. It's also really weird that family members of Mr. Kirk did not demand to have a release of the data about what was determined afterwards. Leaving things vague and annoying like that is exploitive. And if you didn't like that, I'll say it again. So let's review. No, we're not the same. Some of you are out there threatening, of course, to do something terrible at a school. That's totally not a stereotype about conservative gun-toting nitwits who want to go shoot up a school. No, that's not. No. We just want to shoot up the teachers. The teachers did nothing wrong. It's Halloween. They're wearing a Halloween outfit. They weren't even thinking of Mr. Kirk. It's bullshit saying otherwise. And the burden of proof is on you. I saw someone twist up the burden of proof argument to where it's not the job of the accuser to prove you're innocent. You have to prove it. The point of that is you can't prove that you're innocent. The whole point of innocent until proven guilty, and the burden of proof is on the accuser, is the accuser has to have the uphill climb, because you can just demand endlessly that people provide evidence of your innocence, your purity, and never accept an answer and convict them when they're totally not guilty. That's why the burden of proof is on the accuser to give the proof. The accused doesn't have to prove a damn thing. They don't have to do a damn thing for any of you outraged idiots who need not to look bad while our president, your president, you voted for this, just tore down a little less than half of the White House symbolically and literally. No, it's not the same as Obama putting up a literal basketball hoop. That is not the same fucking thing. Oh, and he also effectively bulldozed the Rose Garden. Again, it's not the same thing. You're living in a world where everything about these monsters makes you look bad, and I think it's making you freak out. Good. Then freak out the right way and fix it. You're the fuckers who did it. The liberals didn't. The liberals tried to fix it. Try to make the world a little better place? Not going to happen. Okay, well, you guys are seeming to flop like the soccer game and refuse to do anything. You can also still buy the t-shirt. And I think that everybody on next Halloween should go out of their way to wear it and see how many people get angry. All of the nitwits out there who spent literal decades trying to taunt people into punching them so that they can look like victims on the conservative side. Yes, I've seen liberals do the same thing. But the conservatives have been doing this as a propaganda campaign for a very long time. So why don't we all make a pledge that, screw it, for Christmas we all wear the shirt? You going to get mad? It's totally inappropriate, yes, but it's not about him anymore. Can't be, because you falsely accuse some people of it being about him when it isn't. You get more offended by a t-shirt being worn by teachers at a school rather than being offended by literal murders of children in schools. Now, I'm not talking about mass shootings. I mean on a daily basis. A lot of you don't give a fuck about your fellow man, and we are paying attention to it. Every time you assholes post something on social media and prove to us that you're beneath contempt, you are. This is part of the social contract. Well, we have a social media contract. It's called getting archived all over the place. Most websites now know for a fact that they don't want to be in the middle of any legal disagreement. And when you post something that's arguably evidence in a court case, they don't want it archived. And there's people like me who archive it anyway. We find a way. Do you really think it's going to disappear? We're in the modern age. You're not going to be able to say, I was just taking orders when it comes your time to defend yourself. When there's so much evidence against you, you have to defend yourself, because otherwise you're guilty. Because you are. They wore the same shirts October 2024. It has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Period. Full stop. Your response to this is that all of you should start holding each other accountable and make the same video I did, showing the shirt and saying, this was never about Charlie Kirk. Stop trying to make it about Charlie Kirk, every little thing. I saw someone in the comment section saying something about if he saw jelly on a piece of bread being posted by somebody, that they would make the claim that that was symbolic about Charlie Kirk. No joke. And he was laughing about how much it would, quote, trigger the liberals. How we're going to own the libs with this one. That's on you. Yes, there's a bunch of rust spots in the comment section. There always is. We've just gotten used to it. There are people from other countries trying to divide us against ourselves. A house divided against itself will always fall. Only a fool fights in a house fire. I'm fine and or problem solved Halloween generic bloody sleeve t-shirt has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk and was worn the year before Charlie Kirk was even paid attention to. I don't know if you know this, but Charlie Kirk wasn't paid attention to in the media very much. He was not that big of a deal. There's plenty of people who did the same thing. Sit down and debate people, because it's the best way to learn from each other and also maybe change some minds. Everything else seems to fail, including doing videos like this. If you have your head so far up your ass that everything has to be about whatever it is you need to be to justify your already preconceived notions, that's fine, go ahead and do it. But the thing is, we're going to call you on it. You're isolating yourself more and more into a little box where only the crazies be. And to everybody out there, you need to tell everybody at that school, don't worry, none of us are coming after you. We're sorry. Some of the people are crazy. It's not all of us. We apologize for the behavior of our fellow conservatives. Yes, that means you break the Ronald Reagan rule and you speak ill of your own ilk because they're doing bad. Are you going to do it? No, I don't believe in. I no longer believe in that anymore. I used to believe that some of you could be reasonable, and a lot of you are. I just no longer wish to acknowledge it as the status quo, because it isn't. ID codes on Amazon.com/DP/ you put in B0D6, 96 or 93 or the others. I'll have some links below. They're archived just in case someone flags them out of existence so they can try to make a false narrative that this didn't exist before. I'm sure this has been a t-shirt idea other people have. The ones that are identical to the ones I saw in the photos were from last year. And they were, again, July 8th of 2024. I'm fine, problem solved, Halloween generic bloody sleeve t-shirt, Arizona. It has nothing to do with anything after that point. And you can go look them up, and I'll have it as the icon for the video. And yeah, it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Get over it. Meanwhile, the people out there who are blatantly making fun of the fact that several politicians were murdered outright because they were liberal and they were killed by conservatives, and a lot of you act like, oh, I don't know what that happened. Right, apparently you don't, and that's not a tacit acknowledgement of a problem here. You're freaking out over people wearing a Halloween outfit, and you tacitly, some of you, not all of you, some of you ignore actual murder. And then when, after that, Kirk gets shot, and you're outraged. That's very selective humanity on your part. No, we're not equals and not the same. And no, it's not liberals do as much, and it's both. No, it's not. It has never been. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with it.